What is up, party people? Welcome back to a new edition of the Out Yonder. And if you're new to the channel, if you don't know who I am, that's okay, because I don't either. I've had so many names along the way here, we don't know what we're calling ourselves these days. So, we used to call the show the Out Yonder with Magic Mike, and not for what you're thinking. We call me Magic Mike because when we first started the show 3.5 years ago, I just got done with getting part of my tongue removed and radiation and all that stuff, and I spent about 1.5 years trying to get better, and I was like, what better way to come back out and do something creative than with half my tongue than to do a talk show out in the desert. So that's how Magic Mike came, because I think doing that was kind of magical. Wouldn't you say so?
I would say so.
But then, you know, my channel is called the Mikey Forums channel, the MF. Mikey Forums is my longtime nickname. I think that's with me forever. So we go by that. I'm also known these days. We kind of got a little thing going on called Astral Drifter. So that's kind of cool.
He is Drifter.
I am Drifter. And so we're going to rename this show at some point. I'm not sure what yet. But I'm just giving a little background to the show because we have a bunch of new friends now. We've been on the festival circuit. I have about 150 new friends since we started that. So that is cool. Let me introduce my co-host. I think my new permanent co-host. This is Jean, my better half, my wife. And, you know, when I first started this show in 2018, my goal was to come out here, do something creative, get my LA entertainment industry friends to come out here and interview with me. But my LA friends, being LA friends, they flaked all the time. So, you know, that's just what they do in LA. Nothing against them personally. That's just, it's part of the culture. You make plans and then you flake. Fair enough, we'll leave that alone. So, but in thinking about things and going along the course of time now, you have been a set designer, a production designer, right? You've been a sound engineer. You've acted in 2 of my short films now. So you are entertainment folk now. You are. So you belong here. And, you know, every once in a while, if I have somebody who wants to come out and do something, they can, and we'll have them on the show. Anybody who wants to come out could do the show anytime. But you are now, I think, the permanent co-host, because you are entertainment industry folk.
Wow.
And you're from upstate New York, so that you probably do have a little bit of inbred carny in you. So, you know, so entertainment folk, I think, is just within you. You know, speaking of inbred carny, I was in LA yesterday. That's it. There's no follow through. There's no punchline.
That's the punchline.
I just wanted to say that.
Okay.
Yeah. But, you know, let's get back to why
Are you
we're
allowed
here.
to say inbred these days, or is that?
I don't know.
Right.
I
Anyway.
could say it. I'm out here in the fucking middle of nowhere. I can do whatever the fuck I
Fair
want
enough.
out here. I've created my own, as we know, if you've seen the film, I've created my own universe. I live in my own.
That's true.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy thing we're doing, but we're having fun. And we're going to talk about that some today, right? That's why we're here today. That's what we're doing. I thought I'd check in and give an update on the festivals and what's been going on.
Sounds good.
And how that's going on. And when we talk about the festivals today, I think we should do like a little, the good, the bad, the ugly. You know, because I think
It's appropriate.
There's a lot, right? It's appropriate for what we did. It's also appropriate from our experience.
Yeah.
Most of it good.
Oh yeah.
Most of it good. I have to say, for the people who have invited us to their festivals, they have been phenomenal. So, you know, all the festivals that we've been to, everybody that we've met, every festival that we've gone to that understand our film and brought us in, they have showered us with nothing but love and affection. You know, I have one of my trophies here. This is our Midnight Madness trophy from the Long Island International Film Expo. This is an awesome experience. We've had plenty of awesome experiences. You know, down in Atlanta, we got the Audience Award, Summer in the South. Desertscape in Utah, we didn't win any awards. Come on, guys. But they treated me really cool.
Yes.
And the audience is really awesome. And up in Wyoming and everywhere we've gone, it's been great. And we've been winning festivals. It's been kind of cool because, like, as we know, this film is unidentifiable. It's everything and it's nothing. And that's exactly what I want it to be. You know, we've won an Audience Award. We've won a Best Midnight Movie Award. We've won a Best Comedy Award. We've won a Best Indie. We've been nominated for Best Apocalyptic Comedy. We've won Best Quarantine Comedy. So we're across the board. This thing, we've been accepted to Western festivals. We've been accepted to comedy festivals. We've been accepted to midnight programming. we've been accepted to, what else? Sci-Fi.
Yep.
I can't make any announcements yet, but I think a horror one is coming now too. So we're across the board. We are crossing all dimensions with Astral playing Drifter. It's been a fun ride, and everybody who's included us has been great. It's been great. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's been more than I could have imagined. Now, of course, my imagination is not exactly what yours is, but way back when that idea first popped, I did not know how much fun it was going to be, or how much success and just support and what cool people we were going to just meet on this journey and everything. So yeah, it's been good.
What's been great is how it's been accepted, because like when I conceptualized this thing, I called one of my craziest friends in the world, who I've done other stuff and written crazy stuff with, and even he was like, I'm not into that. I don't know what that is, and I'm not into it. So good luck with that, brother, and I wish you the best. And he's been supportive, but he just didn't get it. And a lot of my friends that I called initially to see if they wanted to come on board didn't get it either. They didn't know what the hell I was talking about. And it's been a fun, abstract art thing that I think I've done. I just really wanted to do something that spoke to me, and we know I'm a bit of a nut. So... so this has been fun, and it's just been accepted by people. They get it.
The people that get it love it.
That's a key word. The people that get it love it, because then we can get into the bad, and we'll get to maybe there's some. I'm not sure if there's really ugly, but there's not really.
No.
So, and it's not really bad either. So, it's like there's a bunch of festivals that I thought we should have been selected for that we haven't been, and I've actually asked for feedback from those festivals. Like, I emailed them and say, hey, I thought we were a good fit. I'm disappointed we didn't get in, but maybe you can give me some insight as to why we didn't get accepted. And the feedback has been pretty universal. It's been pretty consistent. It's always like, we really like your film, but we don't know how to categorize it, so we don't know how to program it, which is a really interesting commentary to me, because it's kind of amusing to me in this day and age with everything that's in the air. And, most of these festival programmers are on the younger side. So everything that's in the air about the inclusive environment and not labeling people and da-da-da-da, there's still an air in the film festival circuit. It's like, well, we need to put you in the box. And if you don't fit in that box, you can't come. You have to stay outside. So that's kind of amusing to me that that's going on.
Yeah.
At least with us it is.
Yeah.
So, and I've met other people along the festival that feel the same way about their movies, because I've met some cool people who've got some really crazy movies and awesome movies that should be seen, and they're kind of running into the same things.
Right, because especially with the shorts, when you go to the festivals, they're programming blocks.
Right.
So, the festival organizers take some ownership of trying to program a certain block, and yours is just so unique. Like, it's
different, and it stands out. But like, to me, here's my counter to it. And you've said some interesting things, not on the record, about curating. I don't know if you want to share that here, but you don't have to, because they all talk about their curating.
Yeah.
But if you'd like to share,
that's one of those words that because I'm a teacher, so in education we get all sorts of curated resources, and then I know it's a big thing to curate food and curate what, I just used to think of museums, but now we curate everything. And that's a big thing, and I'm kind of just kind of over that word.
Yeah, it kind of makes it kind of feels like, people are saying, I know better than everybody else knows. And I know that's not intentionally the vibe, but it feels that way. And I don't think it does the audience a tremendous service. I think you need to see, and because it's all subjective. Right. Nothing's really objective. Everything's subjective.
Oh, sure.
And the films that listen, if you won the lottery one day, you're going to curate your playlist differently than if your wife moved out on you that day. Right?
Yes.
So, so there's not a science to it. So I think you just need to pick the best films. Like when I always heard I've heard a lot of the analogies a lot at the film festival with curation, like the old school mixtapes, making a mixtape. Well, I used to make mixtapes all the time. I'm like from the generation that invented mixtapes, like in the late 70s, early 80s. We invented that shit, right? especially in New York City. I mean, you would go down, you walk down the streets of Manhattan, and there's guys with
Sure.
shit on the street with like hundreds of mixtapes. So when you made a mixtape, you didn't leave out songs that you loved because they didn't fit the theme. You picked the songs that you loved, and then you made your theme.
But I think that some of the festivals, like, that's sort of happened where yours, they loved it so much that then they figured out, okay, where can this go, and kind of, even pull some other things together.
Well,
And-
I think I was about to say that, but you might have verified that for me. I wasn't sure, but I believe at one festival they even said, "We saw your movie and we loved it so much that we built around your movie,"
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So, like, we saw this, and that was the core of the block.
You're right.
Like, we need this in our festival, and then we build around it.
Right.
And that was awesome.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I feel like you need to pick what you think is really good, and then
Yes.
and then make pieces fit.
Yes.
Don't say, "Oh, well, we need this thing to flow this way, and we have this category, so it needs to flow this way." And
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's. My personal opinion is I don't think that's
Right.
the right way to do it. And maybe some of them will tell you, "Well, we don't do it that way. We do it," but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. So I know there's festivals that we should have been in that we're not, but I'm not going to harbor that anymore
Right.
because we're doing really well. Everything's
Yes.
going really well. So and some of the I don't really know. Some of the ugly. If I want to say this ugly, I would say, I've been submitting to film festivals for almost a year now, and I've been in the process, and I'm very, I'm a quick learner. I pick up things and I stay involved, and I'm embedded in it, and every day I'm checking in on stuff. And I could say wholeheartedly that there's probably a good amount, maybe 50% of film festivals that have no business being film festivals.
Oh.
People aren't prepared to run a film festival, or they're
Right.
unprofessional,
Right.
or they think too highly of themselves, and they ask exorbitant amounts of money to submit, and I don't even submit to those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, because big, small film festival, I think too much weight is put on big and small, because I could say at this point now that we've been to what are big film festivals, and we're in 250-seat theaters, and there's 5 people there. And we've been to small, newer festivals where they just have an event space, a pop-up festival, and they put out 50 folding chairs, and those chairs are filled, and there's 20 people standing behind them in standing room. So I say, just get out there and get your film shown,
Yeah.
and don't worry about getting in the big ones, and just get it out there and make people see your film any way you can, because there's a whole spectrum of things going on, and what you think could be great is not so great, and what you think is turns out to be really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, just get it out there. If
Right.
you have a film and you don't prejudge festivals, like the other thing that I think we did well is that we are crossing regions. I went into this with, we live in California, and I know a lot of people like to stay close to home, and sometimes economically that's what has to happen.
Sure.
But like, I really made a commitment to getting this thing out
Yeah.
all over the country. And we played just about every region of the country
And
at
beyond.
this point. And beyond. Toronto counts as
Yeah.
beyond. And we still got some more stuff going on. We still got a bunch of stuff that could happen. So, so that's been pretty cool because, I'm building towards a feature. We have a feature script, for those who don't know. It's right now it's titled Yeah Man. And it is a prequel to Drifter, sort of. There's a trilogy, as all great movies have trilogies. There's a trilogy here. And, the first one is a prequel. But there's really not, when I say prequel, it's just before Drifter. But there's no time period. Because, I've expressed some of my ideas about the trilogy, even at festivals. So, I've expressed ideas of the trilogy, and they're like, that doesn't really sound like that's chronological. And I'm like, well, it's not. Because all points in time and space are connected, right? So that's kind of where we're living. So it's not chronological. It's like, as I say, as on my poster right now for Drifter, sometime before yesterday or after tomorrow. I don't know. Who knows? But that's where we're living. And that's, so that's where it's at. And, I just lost my pace. What was I talking about?
The feature script.
I get so crazy and lost in my head. I forget what I'm talking about.
That time-space continuum, you just kind of
That's why I need you, because I can't do this on my own.
Where am I? I don't know.
It's getting hot out here, too.
It sure is.
And that's kind of why we take summer.
Happy fall.
Yeah. It's autumn out here, and it's 90-something.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I take the summers off from doing this, because it can't be done.
No.
Initially, when we started doing this show, I wanted to, like, get out here, like, in the middle of summer when it's, like,
and actually be, like, sweating.
And get, like, you know, just let the heat just bake us and see what happens. And, your mind starts melting along with everything else. And see where the conversation goes. I think that's already happening to me here today. Because I don't know where I'm going right now. I don't know what I'm talking about. I make these notes. I have notes here for me to reference, so I remember where to talk. But I don't have my fucking reading glasses, so I can't see my notes. So I don't even know what I wrote down. Because I'm still, I'm a vain creature, and I'm at an age where I need reading glasses, but I'm never going to wear them.
No.
So I do at my desk. I do around the house.
Right, but, Yeah. Try going to a restaurant and needing to read a menu or...
Yeah, I'm at that point where I'm putting the flashlight on and the zoom, and I'm holding the camera to the menu. I can't do anything anymore. So, what else do we want to talk about? You don't have anything?
So...
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure. I mean, you already mentioned.
Well, this is what I want to talk about. Okay. I just remembered now. So, like, we're going to go with the festival circuit here for a few more months through the beginning of the year. Once we get to the beginning of the year, we'll see what happens. Now, this is what the segue I wanted to go to. I remember where I want to go to now.
Probably what I was about to say.
Yeah. So, like, I have submitted to two really big ones, Sundance and South by Southwest. So we're waiting to hear from them. Now, I was kind of led there. I didn't just randomly... So the story is we got accepted to a Western festival out here that's been postponed because of the Delta variant. So that's not happening till Memorial Day, that festival. And we're going to be there. But I'm going to run the festival circuit and not publicly screen Drifter until we run through that.
Because you can't do that while you're on the
I can't show it publicly, and I'll get to that in a minute. But we submitted to Sundance and South by Southwest, which happened in January, February. So it's because we got accepted to this Western festival, and that festival was programmed by a guy who was the shorts programmer for Sundance for 15 years, I believe. So that was really awesome. That just that in itself was awesome. That I got selected for a film by a guy who watches films for Sundance.
Yeah. And
that was awesome. And I actually had some email exchanges with him, and he told me, you should submit to the midnight programs of Sundance and South by Southwest. So we're gonna let that play out, and we'll see what happens with that. And then once we get past the festival circuit through, it could be December, but if we get into the big ones, it could go through January.
Right.
Then I want to do a big public screening of Drifter online, and get a bunch and I'll do it live. We'll do a watch party, and we'll have a Q&A, and hopefully I get the actors and Joe, my DP, who's been on the show, and you, and we'll have everybody from the program, and hopefully we get friends from the film festivals, and everybody show up and have a big party for Drifters coming out and show that, and then we're going to springboard into trying to get a feature made.
Yes. So
right now I'm not actively pitching Drifter right now. I mean, man right now, because I'm letting the festival thing play out, and I'm trying to build it up, trying to build the grassroots up. So that's the other thing I really want to talk about. So I'm really going town to town and meeting people and showing the movie and just trying to build the following as much as possible. So I know people have heard me say this a million times, but what's really important is for you guys to kind of just do word of mouth for me. Share it on Facebook I'm on Facebook, Instagram. This is on YouTube. Obviously, you're watching it. So I'm on all that stuff. So if you could just tell your friends, hey, my friend's got this thing going on. Follow them on Instagram. Follow them on Facebook. Check in, or one or the other. Check in with the program. Check in what's going on. And because towards the end of the year, we're going to show it. And I want people to be there so they know when I'm showing it. So when we do put it up, everybody will know. But in the meantime, if I'm in the festival in your town, come to the festival. It's great for me to come to the festival because it helps support. And when I bring people in the house, that's helpful. But it's also great for these festivals. They're all trying to get back on their feet. And, part of the problem we've had here this year is that things keep getting postponed and put off. And, just next week, I think like I had things all planned out. Like I really planned everything out. I'm like, going to submit to X amount of festivals per week, and then every week we can go out, and then everything got pushed back. So I had a good run going, and then like all those festivals, like committed to going before the Delta variant really hit, and then that hit, and then I had a bunch of postponements.
Yes.
And so like September, I've had a couple of things going on, but things got quiet because a lot of the things that I put on my docket have postponed selections. So I got a whole backlog of things that are, that are supposed to be happening, and hopefully they happen earlier, sooner rather than later, because I want to start moving on to the next thing at some point. I don't want to be going a whole another 8, 9, 10 months putting Drifter out there. I really want to start getting to trying to make a movie, full-length movie with Drifter and this feature project. So that's important. So just come out to the festivals, support the festivals, come out. It's, and I know everybody's still a little worried about, going out with the variant, but, be careful. I think if you're careful and cautious, it's okay to go out. Keep your social distancing. If you're worried, wear your mask. If you believe in vaccinating, get vaccinated. If you don't, be careful, but come out, and take care of yourself. I think most importantly, I think you need, things happen. But I think, with this thing, if you're taking care of yourself, if you're living a healthy lifestyle and you're being cautious and mindful, I think you'll probably be okay. So, so that's important. So come out and support the festivals. It's really important to get back to, get out there and live and do the things and support the people that need supporting. Right?
Yeah, because, it's been such an experience just actually even learning about this whole world of film festivals, and it's just a really neat thing, a neat community.
Right. And
definitely want to keep that going. So any support, that we can give everybody involved in putting those on. And then other ways you can, support Drifter, just follow on the social media, because anytime there's something that you can do from your couch, we will keep you posted.
Yeah. And for people who follow me, you already know. I'm constantly updating, and I don't think I'm being, obnoxious with it.
No.
I consciously try not to be obnoxious with it.
Right.
I'm like, I try and not put too many posts up there. I've probably even stopped posting personal stuff because I want to not flood everybody's feeds with me. So, when I have something to announce, I announce it. And I try not to overdo it. So if I am overdoing it, I'm just doing my job, man. That's what I got to do. So just follow, and stay with us. And we're going to have a big watch party soon. So sometime after the holidays. I'm not sure when yet, but we will do that. And everything's good, man. I'm just excited to get back on the road. We got a couple of things. I'm doing a virtual Q&A later today, actually. Today's Friday. This will probably show up on Monday morning on YouTube. But today is Friday, September 23rd. Is that what today is? 4th, 24th. So I'm doing one today. It came up last minute, and I didn't have time to get there. So my Florida friends will hate me, but it's in Florida, and I didn't get a chance to go there because they just let me know on Monday, right, that this was going. So I couldn't. That was hard for me to put together. Basically, because I had an appointment already scheduled yesterday, I have to share this news too.
Okay.
So because I had, every 6 months I go on my follow-up appointments, and for cancer, I got to do that every 6 months. I got to get followed up. So I already had my 6-month follow-up scheduled for yesterday, so I had to be here for that. So I couldn't really be traveling. That was already, So, and I got another thumbs up.
Yep,
He actually said, "I see no evidence of disease." So that's awesome. So I was having kind of a pissy day yesterday. Some things that, and you're familiar. There's some things that happened yesterday that drive me crazy, and little things that happened. It was a little bit of a stressful day, and I was getting a little wound up and a little cranky, which I don't do too much of anymore. So I was getting really wound up and a little agitated, a little pissy. But then that just puts everything back in perspective.
That's the most important.
Yeah. So that was awesome to hear, and it just puts, hey, you know what? I'm still good to go for now. And we're just chugging along and having a good time and enjoying life every day and doing this thing. And I'm really appreciative of everybody who's been supportive. And you've been great. You've been supportive to this thing. And everything's cool. Everything's awesome.
It's been fun.
It has been fun. Do we want to talk about anything else? Are we good? What do you think?
mean,
Did we talk enough today, or do we want to address anything else? I don't really talk about. We used to do sports on the show.
I know
and we really don't do
that
sports.
we don't. Yeah.
And I used to talk about. Well, we talk about movies, but there hasn't really been a lot. We went to see Cry Macho last week.
Mhm.
I liked it. It's not great, but if you're I'm a Clint Eastwood guy, and I have an appreciation for the older actors continuing on. There is a vulnerability that comes out in these older actors that I enjoy. I just see their mortality in them. And, that speaks to me these days because, I was looking at my own mortality there for a little while. So when I see these guys, especially Clint Eastwood, who was like just larger than life for decades.
Yeah.
And now he's like this small, frail old guy. But he still has stuff to give. And no, it's not one of his better works.
Right.
But you put it in with the whole body. And it's one of his smaller films. But like it fits in the chronology of all his stuff. It just sits in his world, which I like that stuff. I like sitting in my own world. So he knows his world and he knows his universe and his pocket, and he feeds into that. And it's just great to see that at 91 he's still vibrant and can do. I mean, and he's not having bare knuckle fist fights anymore, but but he still has stuff to give, and that was cool to watch. I enjoyed it.
Well, it was a sweet movie, and it was also one, like for us, we have our 10-year-old, so it's the three of us most of the time.
Yeah.
And one of those movies that fell in between, like the crazy, scary, shouldn't probably bring the 10-year-old to it.
What did we bring him to before that? Because we
I don't
remember,
know,
but it was kind of wild.
We've taken him to a couple that, yeah.
I kind of I prioritize the movies that I think need to be supported in the theaters. So I know I know I'm a genre guy, but I own Disney Plus and Netflix, and we have all those subscriptions. And so Marvel and Disney are going to make money no matter what.
Right.
So I try not to run to the theater for those because they're going to be, the top 10 movies this year, 8 of them are going to be Disney. So they don't need my money. So, but I'm giving them my money every month with my subscription rates. So I really tried, and I know Cry Macho is on HBO Max, and we have it. But I really feel like being a small filmmaker, I really feel like we need to support smaller films. So I really make it a point and an effort to go to the movies that need to be supported. So that's my thing.
And actually the theaters too, and especially if you live near a small theater, this past year year and a half has been really rough on those businesses and on that whole industry. And I know it's convenient to watch these movies from home now, but going to the theater is such a cool thing, and I hope that comes back full force. And
I don't know if it'll come back full force, and I mean I'm kind of going to play into that because I think the movie I'm creating is going to do well streaming, because I think it's a movie that people will want to watch over and over and over again. Because I think you're going to need to watch it over and over and over again. So, but I also want, but I also want them to go to the theater and see it. I think you need to see. I mean, I'm going to do a watch party for Drifter, but we filmed Drifter, and we did it on a red camera, so it's digital, but it looks like CinemaScope. It's shot like CinemaScope, and we have it in surround sound. So it really needs to be seen. And we saw it of all the festivals that we went to. We saw it in a multiplex, a brand new state-of-the-art multiplex in Wyoming, of all places. So we've been playing these smaller movie palaces in New York and L.A. and and we went up to Wyoming, and there we went to the brand new state-of-the-art multiplex, and we finally saw it on that state-of-the-art screen in surround sound, and it was awesome. Yeah. So I mean, you really need to get back to the theaters because you got to see a movie in the theater. Yeah. You just have to see movies in the theaters. So anytime you get a chance to do that, please do that. And I think we said it ad nauseum now. I think we've covered everything. Anything a wrap up? You have a wrap up?
I don't have a wrap up.
All right. Well, it was great to have you here with me again. It's great to be out here again. Once again, follow us. Just Google #AstralPlane Drifter. It'll come up. Google me, Mike Caravella, my Facebook, my Instagram, YouTube. It'll all come up. Follow along, and just stay with us. And hopefully we have a feature-length movie come to you soon. And if Drifter comes to you, come see it.
Did you say subscribe and like and all that stuff?
Subscribe, like, share.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Word of mouth. Do all that good stuff for us. And that's it for today. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon. So I'm putting a little addendum on the wrap-up here because we're sitting out here and, the park ranger saw people out here sitting here and he didn't know what the hell was going on. So he started to approach us. So I was a little distracted at the end because I saw this guy coming over. So I kind of quickly wrapped up.
And I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, so you saw me looking over
"Oh."
here, but there was a guy, he was totally cool. He just wanted to make sure we were okay. He's like, what are these people doing that's sitting out here in the middle of fucking
I
nowhere?
hope they have enough water.
Oh, right, because that happens out here. So this is I usually don't edit things in. I usually just have a long running thing because I like to keep it live. But I feel like I need to edit this in because that was funny. Because we've been doing this since, and I actually told him, and we have a new fan. He's going to check it out, by the way. So I told him to watch the Out Yonder, and he's going to watch the Out Yonder. But I said, yeah, we've actually been coming out here since 2018. So he started laughing. So yeah, I just sit down out here, and we do a little talk show out in the middle of nowhere. And so he enjoyed that. And you see all kinds of weird shit out here. So,
Yeah.
And we definitely take the cake when it comes to weird shit. At least you do, anyway.
Well, I mean, certain life choices.
Well, I'll just say this. I was talking to one of my friends this morning, and he was like, man, you have a great support network for that woman to be dealing with your crazy ass. And I was like, well, she's been with me for 20 years now, so she's a bit crazy herself. And he said, there's some truth in that. So we'll leave it at that. So once again, this is the Out Yonder. Come to Facebook, come to YouTube, come to Instagram. Follow us along. We love you. Love us back. Share with your friends. Word of mouth. Go see Drifter. Go to the movie theaters. Come to the watch party at the end of the year. And I think I've said this all a million times. Right on. All right. We will see you soon. Thanks for checking in. And peace out.